Hello there, world of takers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, the Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the WZ-111-5A, the Tier 10 Chinese Collector Heavy Tank, a vehicle that features an absolutely amazing gun, fantastic mobility for a heavy, decent gun depression, and pretty solid armor. Overall, the 5A is an incredible jack of trades, especially in the current meta that is running around in Blitz. It features some of the highest DPM you will find for a 130mm, especially on a heavy at 2,826. It also features great dispersion at 0.326, when again you realize the alpha of this tank is 460 on the standard shells. Really, the only problem that I've talked about on essentially every 5A video is the lackluster premium penetration at 303mm on the heat if you're running gun rammer like I am, which is, yeah, just a bit unfortunate. You actually cannot penetrate any 100 turret in most situations, even running calibrated, so that's why I just run rammer. Now, the gun depression of 7 degrees allows you to be very flexible on most ridgelines. The nice thing about this tank is that when you're using the gun depression, the hatches are basically hidden as long as the player you're up against is on flat ground against you. Obviously, if they're above you, it's not going to matter all too much. And the mobility is also great on the 5A, going at a top speed of 45, reversing at 15, and as well having a power to weight of 17.5. I mean, there really is nothing bad about this tank apart from the penetration, and if Wargaming did ever decide to buff that, I can tell you for a fact that the 5A could even be a comp-worthy vehicle. But enough about the stats of this tank. Let's get into some gameplay and see what the vehicle can do. The only thing I'm always bummed out when it comes to this vehicle is that it is a collector and not a tech tree tank, because on World of Tanks PC, the 5A is a tier 10 tech tree. I think it replaced the WZ-113 on PC, and then the 113 actually became a reward tank that you can earn for free, but I just don't understand why Wargaming wouldn't put this on the tech tree. Well, I know why, because they wanted to make money, but it would have made a lot more sense if they'd put it on the tech tree, and it probably would have been a lot more balanced. But either way, let's see what we can do in our first battle. Up against us, we have a 60 TP, which also features the same gun depression as me, but with a much bigger gun, so we're going to have to be careful about that. They have an E100, which if it goes mid, I cannot penetrate hull down, and an E5, which is also going to be a very, very hard penetration. Okay, well, I'm going to see what I can do. I guess we'll find out, but for now, I'm going to make my way over towards the bush in mid. This is a decent spot to hide yourself from tank destroyers or anything like that. I'm not seeing anything as of now, so that would expect for... Wait, what? Okay, there's E75. We got the E5 off to the side over here. I was expecting to see the 60 TP spotted over here, though, which, as we can see, has not been spotted at all. That is something I'm going to have to be very, very cautious about, because the 60 TP is one of the deadlier tanks that I don't really want to fight. Now, we were able to shoot the E75's hatch. Didn't really help me all too much, but we broke his rangefinder, so oh boy. We can try again, though. I don't know. No, mind, we can't. Alright, well, there's the 60 TP. So, at this point, we know where the majority of the enemy's heavies are. The problem is, we also don't know where their tank destroyers are. They could have an FE2 and 5B183 back there, or all the way in the back of that corner. So I don't really want to put myself in a position of compromise as of yet. Let's aim it on the E75. There you go. Nice slap right into the turret cheek. We've got a Waffenträger who rolls 380 with a high explosive. Brett, what is the point of even... Oh, okay, never mind. That's a bit more fair. It wasn't the waffle that shot me. It was the FE2 and 5B183. That makes a lot more sense. But this is a great example of the accuracy the WZ-5A carries. I mean, the fact we can just constantly boop these guys over and over. Look at that. Incredibly easy HE across the map into that 5A, or not the 5A, the Waffenträger. Sorry, I just woke up, so if I mismatch my words a bit, that's is why. But you can see the gun just hits, and it hits every time. We've had no problem whatsoever on our shots so far. Almost every single one has gone exactly where we've wanted it to. And with that, now we can just continue on going. We got the E75 off to the side, which we're going to push right onto. There you go. Easy 431 slap into his this take. And because we also have DPM, it's not like we even have to worry about damage per minute either. So you've got the ability to out-trade your opponents and out-DPM them, which is just a crazy, crazy thing when you think about it. So that E75 is going to die in a couple seconds here. We're just going to finish him off. Goodbye, E75. And all that's left at this point is the enemy 60 TP in front of us. Alright, well, I'm not going to put on my adrenaline just yet, but we're going to put it on as soon as we bonk that shell into the 60 TP. There you go. Now we're just going to get towards the side of him here. Try and get another shell out into the 60. Well, unfortunately, it looks like the 183 destroyed the majority of the damage we were going to be able to do to him. But you know what? We still did over 4,000 damage this battle. This was a great game to really showcase a lot of the strengths the 5A features, where the gun is incredibly good on accuracy and the fact that it can farm people in front of it, the fact that the take can get in the position very early. I just enjoy the 5A so much. It really is such a flexible and enjoyable take in so many situations. So let's do one more battle and see if the 5A does just as well. Alright, battle number 2. Here we are. We got an FE2 and 5B183 and a YAG and an Object 704. But we want to take more of a look at the M6 Show, the Mouse, and the E75. I have a 60 TP and an E100, which are two very strong heavies. I am just hoping that these two heavies help me out, because if they don't, then, well, then I'm going to be screwed. But it looks like, from the E100's positioning and pathing, that I should be fine. At this point, I'm committed to it, so we're going. Let us cross. Now, because the 5A has a lot of mobility, it means that even though they do have a lot of TDs that could normally shoot you if you're a bit slower on crossing, for me, we got detected, but nobody was able to hit us. Also, having mobility means that I can get into this early aggressive spot a lot easier, which is something that's always a bit tricky to get into. So, yeah, as of right now, we're in a pretty decent early game position. We're going to start off by probably getting shot by that E75, or maybe not. Oh, there you go. He's also stock E75, which makes sense. But a great example of where the pen on the 5A is not great, let's be real. I actually could not pen that E75 anywhere, which is a bit sad when you think about it. But yeah, I have to shoot this guy in the roof of the turret to pen him. Now the good news is that we can obviously just sit here for now, and at this point he's actually backed his take up far enough that we can pen him in the lower plate. But for the people in the comments section that are arguing that the 5A should not get a heat pen buff, this is why it needs one. I mean, people don't realize how bad the heat pen is. I can't pen that E75 with heat. It's a tier 9 heavy that I literally cannot pen with my premium ammunition in a tier 10. You need to think about that. It's a little stupid. So, yeah, this take definitely needs more pen. It's just a flat fact at this point, but there's not much you can really do about it, is there? We got the E75 showing a side, and yeah, we were able to cut through. It was a very, very sketchy angle there, but we were able to do it, so I'll take it. E75 is showing me his side at this point, so let's go for another easy slap. Oh, no, I don't want to be dealing with that YAG. Alright, but we have been able to get a pretty decent chunk out onto the enemy at this point. E75 showing me his side again, but it doesn't look like I'm actually able to connect that shell in, so, well, I was going to say maybe we can get a shot into the backing up 704, but we can also possibly get to the side of this YAG over here, which is what I'm going to try and do at this point. We're going to see if I can get some farm into this player. So let us use the speed. Hello, Mr. YAG. There you go. That's one bonk into the side of your take. Now, at this point, I don't really want to, you know, lose all of my health to the YAG. Just trying to think of how I want to engage this situation. I can't fight the YAG, at least in this spot, because I don't have the gun depression to poke him. So I'm going to head off towards the side of the C75 over here. We have enough of a lower angle spot on the C75 to cut through his, finally, lower plate, which is not too bad. E75 bounces us because he hits us in the track wheel. If he had probably hit us not in the track wheel, he wouldn't have bounced us, but because he did, very, very easy bounce. Alright, well at this point we've done a pretty solid chunk of damage, and we found out where the enemy mouse is who's been AFK the entire game. Oh, he's not AFK. He finally came back. Alright, well, I want you to, by the way, look at how bad the heat pen is on this vehicle. It's bad. Oh, but our lag is also bad, apparently. Well, that's what our standard pen sees on the mouse. We've got a low heat to pen him. We were able to cut through with 354. Alright, not too bad. I obviously know we out-reload the mouse at this point. Aiming. Yeah, this is not the best pen. Okay, maybe we... Wait, what? How did we not... Alright, we both shot at the exact same time. If this mouse out-reloads me, especially with the adrenaline on, I'm gonna freak out. Alright, let's get a nice shot into him. There you go. Nice tap, and yeah, that's more like it. Don't worry though, the mouse can apparently just hatch me. Alright, interesting. Well, we got another nice shot into the mouse at this point. And even though that vehicle has a lot more health than me, our massive DPM advantage has still allowed us to very, very easily just smoke the guy's HP pool. So there you have it. An incredible game once again for the 5A. You notice some of the weak spots the 5A has. First of all, on flat ground, you bounce almost nothing with this tank. It's not like an IS-7, an E-100, or a lot of other bigger heavy tanks that can bounce shells on flat, especially like the Type 71. This vehicle really only does well when you're using it hauled down. But more specifically than that, you also saw how aiming at an E-75, we literally could not penetrate it in the upper or lower plate, which is really stupid. It's really stupid because, yeah, I mean, the average heavy in tier 10 can easily cut through that. And we're getting vehicles like the VZ55 coming into the game that are going to have better accuracy than the 5A while sitting still, and as well, better penetration with APCR as premium. So that's really the only thing I've still said multiple videos now that the 5A needs buffed. I don't understand why Wargaming won't do it, but unfortunate. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and if you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.